Hi guys, today I quickly wanted to talk about the spousal sponsorship program. First of all, it's not only for spouses, but you can also sponsor your common law partners and your conjugal partners. What's common law partner or what's conjugal partner? We'll get to that in a minute. First of all, to be eligible to sponsor your spouse, common law partner or conjugal partner, you need to prove that you're financially stable and they won't need social assistance. Who can sponsor? The sponsor needs to be at least 18 years old and he needs to be a Canadian citizen, a permanent resident, or an Indian as defined by the Indian Act. I'm not talking about the people from the subcontinent in Asia. By Indians, I mean the indigenous people of Canada, the Indians. If you are a permanent resident and you're living outside of Canada, you cannot sponsor your spouse. However, if you are a citizen and you're living outside of Canada, you may be eligible to sponsor them as long as you can prove that you will move to Canada once they are given their permanent resident visa. You must also prove that you don't receive social assistance, and in order to sponsor them, you need to sign an undertaking for a period of 3 years. The financial undertaking means that during these 3 years, if your sponsored spouse, common law partner, or conjugal partner takes social assistance, you will have to pay the government back because you undertook to support them financially. So it's your responsibility. So the person you're sponsoring as your spouse needs to be at least 18 years old and the marriage needs to be legal, both in the country where it happened and also in Canada. Common law partner is someone whom you're not married to, but you've been living together for a period of at least 1 year. They are also 18 years old and you must be living continuously for a period of 12 years. If there is a gap, it should be a small gap. It shouldn't be a large gap. Common law partners can be sponsored. Now, conjugal partner is someone whom you're not living with and you're not married to that person, and you're not living with them or married to that person because of some restriction. For example, they're facing persecution in their home country, so they couldn't marry you due to some other legal reasons. They couldn't immigrate to Canada, or you couldn't go live with them. That's why you have a conjugal relationship. This relationship must also be there for a period of at least 1 year, and they should also be at least 18 years old. If they meet these conditions, you can sponsor them as a conjugal partner. There are two parts to a spousal sponsorship application. The sponsorship application, where you're proving to the government that you are an eligible sponsor, and the PR application, where the applicant, your spouse, conjugal partner, or common law partner, is submitting their permanent residence application. Both of these applications go together in the form of one package to an IRCC office in Canada. The processing of this application can take up to 12 months. Which is a lot faster than it used to be, where it used to take 2 years or even longer than that. Now, there are some tricky parts to this application. Because so many people commit fraud related to spousal sponsorships, you need to prove that this marriage is legal and it is valid and the intention was genuine. It wasn't to get sponsorship. The intent of the marriage wasn't to get Canadian PR. So in order to do that, you'll be asked a number of questions in your application form. For example, when did you first meet? How long have you been together? What's the proof of your communication between you and your spouse? And you should provide sufficient proof. That could include your text messages, phone records, WhatsApp messages if you had, proof of email exchanges, whatever you can provide to prove that you've known each other for a long time and your relationship is genuine. Also, you'll be asked to provide up to 20 photographs, and you should take this opportunity to provide as many photographs as possible from different functions of your marriage to your honeymoon to the times you met before and after the wedding. It'll be very helpful and will strengthen your case. And you also need to prove that this was a good match, right? So this is an important thing, and this can be tricky with arranged marriages. So you need to make sure that you satisfy the visa officer that this is a genuine marriage. This common law partner or conjugal partner application wasn't just to get Canadian PR. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Thank you very much. If you like the videos on the channel, if you find them useful, if you would like to see more videos, subscribe to the channel by clicking on this small icon over here. Also, if you would like to be notified as soon as I release a video, as soon as there's a major update in the immigration policy, or if there's a new program, also click on the bell icon so you can be notified. Thank you very much and have a great day.